Alright guys, welcome to RC Mojo. This week we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the Tiger. One of the little niggles I've had is keeping the mud flaps attached. They clip in nicely, but they tend to get hung up, and if you don't get the position just right, they drop out very easily. The heavy metal flaps probably don't help. The stock plastic ones might just about manage to stay attached, but that's no fun, so I've got a pair of metal hinges. Not sure which company they're from, Heng, Taejoon or Mato, but they're nice and cheap from the usual suppliers. They look like they're going to be a direct replacement, so all we need to do is remove the plastic ones and fit these. The upper hull needs to come off so we can get at the mounts on the rear panel. The hinges are attached by two posts. They're glued in, so we're going to need to trim the posts so they're flush with the surface with a sharp knife and drill them out with a suitably sized bit. Somewhere between 1 and 1.5 millimeters should do the job. The first post popped out with just the pressure of the drill bit. The second one needed to be drilled out completely. And once the posts are clear, the hinge should just come away from the panel. You can see that they've glued the face as well as the posts, and it looks like I got an easy one to remove. If you get one where they've been a bit generous with the glue, it might be a bit more problematic. Now we can offer it up with the new hinge and see how it fits. Well, it doesn't. The metal posts are a bit bigger, so we'll need to drill the holes out with a suitable bit. 1.7 millimeters should give us a nice stiff fit. Okay, next attempt. And it still doesn't fit. Turns out the holes aren't quite the same distance apart, but that's nothing we can't fix without a small file to elongate the holes. Next, we need to make sure the hinges actually fit the flaps, and not surprisingly, being a low-cost cast part, there's quite a bit of flash around the edges. It's made of a much harder metal than most of the metal accessories, so we can't just trim it with a knife. It does file rather nicely though, so it's easy to clean up. That's all the bits ready. Let's see how it fits. Well, not that well. Oh well, looks like the hinges sit too far away from the panel, letting the flap get a bit too close to the track. The flat bit on the hinge sticks a bit proud of the surface too. I think we're going to need to move the hinge closer to the panel. Luckily, there's a bit of plastic we can remove that will let us do just that. I've opened up the rectangular hole completely so the hinge can pass straight through. This gives us around another 0.5 millimeter or so, which I reckon will be just enough. We still need a nice method of mounting the hinges, so I made these little plates from some styrene. They're drilled so the posts are a nice tight fit. They'll fit flush to the inside of the rear panel, so we've got a nice sturdy mounting. Before we start gluing, the hinges need some paint, a bit of primer and some of the same Tamiya German grey we used on the hull. Hopefully this will line itself up as we go. The posts on the hinge need to be pressed all the way into the plate, making completely sure the hinge is all the way down. Now we can get the plasti weld out since both plastic parts are suitable, and drop some around the edge while holding it all in place. The other side needs doing as well. The important bit is to leave it to harden up before going any further. I left it for an hour or so, which should be plenty for a good bond. Now we can pop the hinges out one more time. They should come out easily with just a little bit of pressure. Fit the flaps into the hinges and reinstall. Make sure the hinges are fully fitted and we can stick them in. You could use some thin cyno to make them very permanent, but I reckon a little bit of hot glue will be perfectly good at holding it all together, but not be too difficult to peel off should we need to take them off again. The hot glue will stick to the surfaces nicely, but not wick all the way down the posts. There we go then, a quick little project that should have taken half an hour that ended up taking a couple of hours. RC at its best. Wouldn't have it any other way though. With the upper hull on, you'd never be able to tell the difference, except the flaps no longer bind and show no attempt to fall off. Job done. Sorry to anyone expecting the first XR311 run. The one day this last week I could have done it, I ended up at a wildlife park. But I did see some turtles though, and some baby meerkats, so I can't complain. Anyway, thanks for watching, like if you liked, and if you want to know when the next video is up, don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys.